Okay, hi everyone. I know all of you, but I'm still Tracy. Thank you for coming here. It's really nice to gather together in general right now. And we are lucky to have Rochelle and Ryan in town from Buffalo on an international book tour. And so we're going to hear from Zach Darcy and then Amelia Ada. And then Rochelle Tormino and Aiden Ryan. Did I say Ryan or Aiden before? I said Ryan.
But I'll answer to both.
It sounded
the double first names are,
It was kind of like sporty.
like
Ryan, get in there.
Intended. And then we have a very special, spontaneous musical guest at the end, Liz Dubois. Yes, and I will just warm us up with a very short section of a sequence of poems from my book, and then turn it over to Zach. Okay. The third planetary boundary. Cool data streams were happening to everything on Earth and everything beneath it. Surfactants keeping boundaries looped and fluid, and the economy, of course, running at peak. At every precipice, a narrow memory, a harrowing road, a hammock in the sun, a reptile in a box, a straw home, a wood home, a stone home. Each has lost its value indefinitely, and the landscape prone and ripening, becoming obscured with debris. The debris singing the song, leaning forward by means of classical machines. They finished the song one by one. Panopolis, ellipsis, local affairs, all of us insatiable despite the logos and its thick pleasure. No, I can do nothing about the lawn, but it doesn't worry me, really. I am ready to reproduce, and I know that I shall. Of course, my heart a little tight again, and my body resting on property. My sex monitored by frostbite, latex, rind. Profligate and flays, glistening in the hole that was me and my body. Look, they said, it's magic. In fact, it was only ordinary sorcery, but I had always been thus gifted. Guaranteed I drove my silver van of speculative worth. The contract comprised of value alloyed from lesser value, but nevertheless not nothing. There was enough lust to oxidize fully by nightfall. My money, small and subjected to new terms, though elsewhere abundant and growing in various oils and accounts. Everything so gilded and indelible, conditions all more sculptural than I remembered from last time. It was more scripted, less radiant, more coveted, less noble, more real, less formal, more genealogical, less glittery, more shining, more wide, more crowded, more veering, soon to be subject. It did not yet, however, arise. Yet to hear it was intoxicating. Yes, I was ultra lush. I was slushing around in my slush. Who could understand such a thing? I had been trained my whole life for this wanting. Thank you.
The crowd.
Okay.
Do you want to come closer? I go? Yeah. You can go around.
Okay, kind of working title now is I Don't Believe in Outer Space. And these are all kind of awkward. I'm not writing, I haven't written in like 6 months, so I don't know where these came from. Going to holograph you into the visual reality of the dimension before deleting the manageresses, feeling positively Swiss about it in every direction. I want your bullet points inside of me yesterday. Don't pop out now, you've yet to elaborate yourself. I don't believe in outer space. Going to holograph my dick onto your palm like a moon so you'll have it when you need it. But your other hand will go through it. Like when you try to hold the moon, you're still going to have to use your imagination. Going to holograph my autonomy onto this undersexed dinner table. I'm overshadowed by father, mother, brother, uncle. It's like I'm haunted. I just want to be Vicuña or something, reinventing a lake between your legs. You've always got a name to give. Give up the name and the moment splits. And you split in that distant, opulent lavender mountain that copulates with the opulence within you. The opulent property within you shouts and tugs at the W for a word to wave at its exits with the exercised arms of a flight attendant. You might recognize this periphery, the opulent lavender mountain inside you circulating wide, running the room into a lavender tube. You might like to lick it, this nation of double-wide U's. Hospital flowers. Where did you meet? In the hospital, I'm going to answer. I was smoking a blue flower and you were lying prostrate on the bench in the sun. What are you doing? I asked. Your eyes are closed. I am a block away and I am going to get you off. In the distance, a rooster, or else it is a shower with someone singing in it who creates their own business of jacking off while the church is striking the afternoon with the perverted calamity of the divine. The thing is, it's almost evening and the hospital wards will close by the time the bells stop. We commence with our quick jerking movements, the evening light splashing about like ejaculation on the musculature of our naked arms. I stand on my head to look like the mop bucket. Out of the supply closet, I make a meditation room. Out of me, a syntax comes like a wasp, hospitalizing itself in the mop head. My head. I'm standing on it when someone comes in to breathe. Breathe, I say, deep within the mop bucket. There is footsteps and there is laughter. Someone tickles my foot's arch as if they were patting a monkey okay. Romantically, I turn the mop upside down. The mop attempts to mount me. I attempt to mount the mop. Out falls the syntax wasp. Who else likes visiting the hospital? I get chills to receive the naming gaze. I see green, the gauze undulating. We eat a square of cake together, TV heart music, boy clicks away, the background falls away, the boy falls away, the musical heart. We zoom through double doors. Outside the hospital, the grass grows luxuriously, and there are no televisions. What luxury, silence, more names for isolation and rotation. Another you is gingerly stepping out of the hospital bed, wrist still handcuffed to the handrail. You're like a little plant. You're so gentle. You're like a wet little plant I want to touch. I come over. The light is really good right now. We do something dance-like to pick up the bed sheets. Me a bit rough and charged up in my nurse's outfit and mustache, you coy in your fluttering robe and the soft saline powder of your skin. I don't believe in outer space. At capacity, the room is full of the people I haven't yet materialized or fucked. The room is a phone, is a box, is a cardboard refrigerator diorama made for architects in their teenage years. I'm of the past. How does one blankly create a clean line from the hospitality of our mistakes? Then I mistake you for a hospital. Entertainment. In the courtyard, you are playing with yourself in the bushes like a child anxious to get caught. Your eyes are rolling around in your head with anticipation, so I come in my beekeeper's suit and encircle you with an energy like a swarm of flies. It's loud. It's overwhelming, and for a moment you start to panic. But just then the charcoal finally bursts into flames and the party begins to pour into the garden. You're covered in shit or in flies, and I am kissing you with this disgust in mind, with a tepid horror that drives a hammer between my legs and bursts the locust buzz into one of flame, and this shared hysterical hologram now is lifting you and covering the picnic table with your body. Then I stretch open your legs to enter you with my fist like a piñata. Inside my fist is candy. I will make it disappear inside you. You, who is naughty, who is endlessly beautiful in your acting. I brought these props just in case the party required me to deliver, for I have committed to being the delivery boy of such grotesquely beautiful entertainment. Instead, you decide to begin constructing cardboard boxes which you want to film, inserting your firm fingers into corners along walls outlining the architecture. Stop all this filming of boxes and fuck me, I say to the ghost of a director whose chair is made from a refrigerator carton. Nothing doing, nothing said. That's a song of waiting from the desire room. That's a sadomasochistic filing cabinet. That's a folder in which I contain your bird-like affection. To go digging into the paralysis of a command, I blow into your hot, clenched hand. Then you cover my face with a magic trick. Who's to say I didn't disappear that day, with the shovel leaning against the yard like a dead snake?
I think I'm gonna sit here. We're all doing something different. I'm Amelia. I don't know anyone except Tracy and Zach, but I'm really, really happy to be reading. I have a book coming out next year. No, this year. In October. But I'm not gonna read from that. I'm reading some things I just wrote last week. And it's just called Poems for Tracy's Apartment. Okay. Number 1. Suppose I were to tell you that on the surface of the water, what moves not of its own will, but of the will of the water. Obviously, you'd say, that's physics. But no, I'd continue, you misunderstand. For even the water has no will of its own. Its will comes from the sky and other secret tricks, like what we call gravity. In fact, there is not even such a thing as the water's surface. When we say surface, we mean what? A net, a film, an accident? Something we wish were stable, but is not. To this, you'd shake your head in a way that reminds me of my father, who is dead. What even is a surface? I'd continue anyway. One surface attached to another becomes a layering of surfaces. Surfaces all the way down. Then there is no such thing as depth. Depth, too, is a joke we tell ourselves, splaying one layer of cells onto the next till we're sick and rake our skin away with loofahs and devices through the blood, through the bone, until all that is left is desire, you'd say. Number 2. What are your habits? Do you take your fingers and hold them secretly near the hair of strangers when you can? When you're close enough? Do you trace dots with your eyes closed? Do you pile dishes in the sink in beautiful towering arrangements that you are loath to dismantle? Do you see there on the horizon a dark spot narrowing into itself like a lonely bird? Do birds get lonely? Number 3. Like the poet wrote, I am making a descent. Maybe this is a feeling you recognize. I wake up late and fall through the day into the next one. Time passes quickly and darkly. Each chamber is more familiar than the one before. It all seems also vaguely expected, like I'm following a path I've read about. It would be helpful to have a guide in this descent, but he left me to take care of his mother, who is sick. They burn cardboard in her garden. I know because he posts videos of this. Large cardboard boxes without bothering to break them down, cubes and rectangles of fire in the snow, white smoke. I think she is a hoarder. He puts music to the videos as if to pretend it is all a joke. But I know jokes. I may be falling, unstopped, but I know jokes. Number 4. If you look long enough at a gray sky, I think something bad will happen to you. And there is something in the image of a naked tree with birds roosting at the crown that fills me as if with water. A drowning sensation. Not unlike the sirens. Not unlike my dream of the U.S. border agents, wherein I try to re-enter the country and instead they rape me. What happened to manners, they think? What happened to gender? Life used to be so simple. Is it my place, in the dream or out of it, to tell them otherwise? I used to be a teacher, but they don't train you for this. Who saw it coming? I made some tea and opened a packet of cookies. I lost my lust for it, looking at the sky. Number 5. The only image in my mind at the moment, which I will give to you, for which I also apologize, it is so banal, so unrelenting, so meaningless, is the slush on the streets as the ice melts. Trying to walk through it, around it, on top of it, looking down at it, looking at only it, eyes downcast as in shame or as in reading. The ice was beautiful for a time, and now it is slush, and it is consuming me. Number 6. The thin line that extends, that peaks from, say, under a rug. Or the hair at the small of his back. Or the lake's irrevocable stillness on the cusp of freezing, its murmured wish for silence, resignation, and relief. I bet you didn't realize, did you, that lakes crave their freezing, their long hair delicately wrapped, and the longed-for absence of ducks and nudists. A breath, finally, the surface. Number 7. This is the last one. Where I was egregious, something you can only see by leaving. Where I am is too, something only whispered in abandoned fields and dating apps. I type delicately. I erase, and having been, emerge. Here is a mystery, the King of Swords reversed. He invited me to dinner. He played a Kraftwerk CD while he cut lines. He wore a turtleneck. Here is a mystery. All these little stones in my pocket. Where did they come from? I take them on my tongue like words. Delicately. They even taste like stones. Thank you all.
What's that? Oh, I thought you wanted me to go before you. No?
I think I'm going for
All right.
You don't wonder. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Tracy, for letting us gather. Thank you to Amelia and Zach for reading. And Jill, I can't wait to hear you. I am Rochelle. I wrote a book called Hell Yeah. It's about common speech and the ancient, mundane, strange ways that we respond to one another. I'm going to start with the first poem in the book, and I'll end with the last poem in the book so you have a sense of it. I've got copies with me, as well as broadsides and t-shirts. If you're a merch girly, let me know. Yeah, that's probably all I'm going to say about individual poems. So this is the first poem. It's called Hell and Back. Hell and back. Maybe I'm not a party. I approximate myself on all fours. I am like this, reacting like this. This is my body. Take it. Having made it so real, I broke it for you. I income thusly into contact with beautiful reasons. Come any closer. I can't keep myself to myself. This music is touching, and mine is a tongue, and a tongue around nothing rings. Real romantic. You feel like such a bonus, meeting me where I'm at. Nothing pleases me like life, in quotes in an obit. The impulse toward the lyric is a private thing, and I'm a real insider. The sentence, pulled back by its hair, settles into a miraculous decoy for sense. Try telling a romantic it's not as real as it feels. I get hopeful, looking the part. So what if love is my form? Love is first of all, and the rest of it all also. I unnerve for you, wanting to go all the way, but I haven't. Quick question. What do you want from me? Short answer. You can have it. Normal neurotic for the girls. I get up, it's another day. Put on the good bra for no one. Tight corners, curled and oiled, dressed to drown into my own mouth. It's another day dreaming into myself. I think I dream myself. Having wasted nothing of what I feel, I blank like film in light. It is hard for me to give up the world. I am hard on me. I give up the world. My science stilled in parentheses, and all these unplayed lines. Wanting not what's music enough, but some way to say whatever in specific. Flora, fauna, weather. Fat on the tongue, salt in the brain, and my freakish heart, whether you want it or not, and my freakish heart, if you want it. All right, a little poem about hating your job. Soccer. Can't tell unless I squint whether his shirt says money or honey. Sweet hell. So he wants his email to find me well. I spend most days mad, and I've learned to like it. Read everything. It's nothing short of a pleasure for you to find me. Well, there I go again, taking what I can get and giving it all I've got. What I've got is my voice and heat breaking against it. It's nothing to know how hot a voice can be. I'm told the opposite of money is waiting. Of honey is no honey. Unless I've got anywhere better to be, I'll play together nicely. Even I want me to have a great weekend. Would you look at that? All right, love poem. It's called Good Thing. We're a crowd again. For the love of it. No use for measure, making out your breath in the midnight here so sweet like flint. I cash in like whatever. Heart, the poem's for, I hope it does go on. Or the honeyed throat, what goes with it knows this is the tradition. I don't wonder what makes a good thing. Can't get over you, since you said time means so much to me, all bright in first person. The effect being to slip into something less particular, sound overwhelmed for once, but I get out of hand, getting myself out of your hands. What would I say of you if I had to say it all again? The next poem I'm going to read is after Summer Browning. She has a great poem called Great Things from the Department of Transportation. My poem is called All My Life, O Lord. My father wants to know if we're PayPals. My father calls me on his birthday and says, "It's my birthday." My father keeps a shoebox of greeting cards in his closet, pre-signed and ready for anything. My father tells my fiance he'll stop sending me Valentine's Day cards if it, means anything to him. A woman's father might be the first man she loves. My father invites 107 people to my wedding. I don't want to hear about that role-playing shit, my father says to me when I try to talk to him about gender roles. The brown, LASIK'd eyes of my father fill with awe, as everything on Pine Avenue changes in his lifetime. On my father's nightstand, 2 books on horse racing, patchouli candle, note with lunch with Frankie, chain to Firth's, iTunes, ? One night in the 1980s, 1 mile from the pharmaceutical plant and 3 from the 167-foot waterfall, my father accidentally becomes a father. My mother tells me. My father's idol is not his father, but the television actor his sisters tell him he looks like. My father works with men who report him to management when he calls them Benny and not Dr. Price. My father wanted to work at the hospital and not the plant because he prefers people to machines. Now everything's a machine, he tells me. My father treats Siri like a magic 8-ball. My father takes his iPad to Best Buy when he forgets his Facebook password. My father creates an Amazon wish list and adds ideas like peace for all my family and friends. And for my numbers to come in. My father speaks to his brothers in a voice I don't always recognize. I speak to my father in a voice I receive but don't always understand. My father, when the server comes to take our order, get whatever you want. Since 2008, my father's ringtone has been the hit single In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. He answers singing. This poem is called Flowers, Poems, Flower Poems. A woman I've never met sends me tulips from 2 states over. There are things women know to do. They sit on my desk next to the window. I love flowers because they're ordinary on one side of the glass and a gift on the other. I keep them alive to remember I can. There are things women know how to do. Clipped and caged in, I think that's beautiful. What could be more feminine than dying a slow death and another creature calling it beautiful? A hymn for every howl. It's crazy when you think about it. Whatever you call it, it's the one thing that brings me back into myself. Dancing naked in the mirror and making faces in the glass. I only ever wanted to make you feel my feeling. You want to make me mad, so you can call me mad? Well, I am mad. You knew who I was when you spun me like a prom queen, and I kept my eyes open. I showed you my rotten nature. A woman can spend her whole life spinning, arranging flowers, and I intend to. Not now, but I've decided to die. Like a tulip in March, on the desk of a stranger, an opening. Sweet enough for you now, still opening. The next two poems I'm going to read are from the middle section of the book, which are formatted in these like 3-part triptychs. I'll just pause a little dramatically when I've moved to a new section so you know there's a break there. This one is called I Have My Limits. If creating a constraint is not unlike inventing problems, and I like to know my way around, then the limit toward which all my desires reach is pleasure of impact. To feel the fact of my own voice back itself against a wall. Matter made by feeling, around in the dark. The mother gives the child a box of crayons, meaning to keep her busy. She lines each along the perimeter of the room, making a threshold of color. You want proof people love you, he says, telling me my problem. To go out on that kind of limb, index finger, holding blinds back. Love gets me out of the house. Love always gets me out of the house. I am that woman, mouth open, ended, breath away. Lyric lesson. I could handle the bonds between feeling and hearing, but now it's the bicentennial of feeling like and wanting to. Touching is antique by comparison. Many examples list music, though that's its second nature. Listen. Our appetites growl mouthward, addressing each other in subjunctive. All night, crickets sound the way glitter looks. Light catching, so rightly, we forget it's physical. All this to reach you. All this to say what eats me. Announcement. So thrilled to officially share that I have finally, and among so many favorites, and my head is spinning. Thank you. I am so pleased and psyched and geeked and grateful. Friends, some personal news. Please, a moment of your time. Happy, join me. Really hope you enjoy. The results are in and I can't believe. So me of me too. I would. I don't mean to brag, but an honor. I'm honored. I have been hard at work to make you feel away. To make me feel away. I do not want to die. I want to wake each moment to the plain possible light of language. I said I shared my flower poem, but it did not make me want to live. Thanks so much for making this happen, and in such great company. This is my last poem. It's after Molly Brodak. It's called Rochelle Tormino. I know a good thing. When I love hard. I get weird for people who don't want me. No. I love when I love hard. I was born at night. When red filled up the air with light. I bet it felt like heaven. Thank you.
Well, I'm all confused. Usually I open for Rochelle. This book I'm going to read from is called I Am Here, You Are Not, I Love You. It came out in May. I do have 3 copies left if anybody wants one. It's hard to dive in because I'm the prose writer for the night. This is a mix of memoir and biography. I set out to write a biography of 2 visual artists, my aunt and uncle, Cindy Suffoletto and Andrew Topolsky. They weren't famous artists by any means. Andy, at least, is well collected, but they both died very young, and they're not the kind of artists who get coffee table books written about them. But I thought that they were part of this interesting generation and movement, and to understand that whole time period, I had really no better door into that than the 2 people I knew. It ended up being partly my story as well, as I had to sort of document my struggles to document theirs. I'm going to read just 2 sections from this book tonight. The opening section picks up in the last moments Andy and Cindy really had together as Andy was dying. This was around 2008. But then I'm going to read something I've never read before and may never again, because I don't think I'm going to read this book in Berlin again. And there's a villain in the book for part of the book, and she's from Berlin. Her name was Iris. So I'm going to read the opening, and then I'm going to read something that took place in about, I think, 1999 with Iris. Yeah. Well, just wait till you hear the full name. It's sinister. She's still around. She went to Munich.
I told Iris sister.
All right. She lets him help her move the armchair from its spot against the pale plaster wall. Really, Cindy does the lifting, tugging, stutter-stepping to clear a space. Opposite, the upholstery sags, straining beneath his fingers. When she moves to lift the framed drawing from the wall, then inch out the nail that held it, he rests, laying his palms flat against the chair's faded arms. Still and splayed like this, his hands look white, like enormous summer moths. 4 months ago, Andy had been built like a laborer, eating well and breathing mountain air, putting in shifts at his studio beside their home in Callicoon, a hamlet tucked in the Catskills. He lifted bricks and stones for sculptures, practiced joinery with heavy beams meant for dining sets that friends and neighbors had commissioned. But now, back in the city for appointments with specialists, stairs dizzy him, elevators give him vertigo. Small talk leaves him breathless. Budweiser still sits well. But even simple foods, favorite foods, can make him nauseous. Cindy manages. She manages the double-mortgaged house in Callicoon, the dark, rented apartment on Withers Street in North Williamsburg. She manages the correspondence, friends checking in and galleries from Buffalo to Basel inquiring. And she manages the hospitals. With weathered eyes and wiry hair from her own second round of chemo completed in the fall, Cindy knows the hospitals, knows the right people at Herbert Irving and Weill Cornell and Columbia. She knows all the sallow hallways, the exits, and the dead ends. For 20 years, Cindy has managed for the both of them. She has managed Andy and Andy's career, the recognition received for his beautiful, precise, complicated, recognize it anywhere art. She took pride in it until, one day, pride was an indulgence that exhaustion wouldn't afford her. And now this. Now Andy needs her more than ever, and in new, rewardless ways. They are alone in love and knowledge of each other. Cindy manages because she must, for the both of them. But with them, it has never been just about surviving. They learned to be alone together, first inside ideas. The purple t-shirt hangs loosely from Andy's shoulders. His shrinking body is a factory of bones, new protuberances emerging from him every day. His own unfamiliarity makes the shirt difficult to remove. Cindy steps to him, her small hands finding the hem hanging blousily where his stomach used to be. He looks away as she lifts, letting his arms drop and loping to the tripod as soon as he's free. He fiddles with the camera, an old Polaroid, the same one that has been with him all these years. Funny, he earned his MFA in photography and came up in the world with a group the critics called the Pictures Generation. He had been a leader among them, the far-out one, the star to catch, once. But when the coffee table books were finally written, Andy was relegated to the appendix. The reason was simple. Andy stopped making pictures. For a period of years, he stopped making art altogether. But now pictures are all he can talk about. The surface, Andy says, speaking to himself, staring through the viewfinder to the open wall. A loaded gun. When he sways, it feels like the room moves with him. She thinks he's paler than the walls. Under the brutal shop lamp, his bruises glow like bar signs. Outside, snow falls and music fills the street when a car door opens. No one, Alicia Keys, one of the first hits of the new year. Cindy starts to hum along, but as soon as she begins, the song is gone. A little more, Andy says, his rumble now a rasp. Cindy tugs the chair another inch, then straightens up. Still bare from the hips, holding his waistband with one hooked hand, he shuffles into the light. Cindy sees it now, where the blank wall ends and the canvas begins. When he turns, he doesn't look into the camera. He looks to her. Their eyes shine like a river in the moonlight. Wait, he says, straightens his body to the camera. It is a minor struggle even to lift his own chin, to face, in a way, his own gaze. The cheeks behind his beard slacken, eyes go hard. Maybe this is it. The voice, his or hers, is lost inside the click. All right, I'm going to travel back in time a few years to the 90s. Andy's work is all over the place, although you don't see it out too much. A lot of collectors here in Germany, Czech Republic, France, have it, and then certainly in the U.S. Cindy also showed around, even here in Germany, in a gallery in Cologne, but then sort of put her career on hold to support Andy. And then by the time he was gone, she didn't have too much time left either. But there was a moment in the late 80s, early 90s when they both, had so much potential ahead of them. So that's where this picks up. Okay, but it was hard, of course, right? It's always hard.
How old were they at this point?
At this point, Andy was born in 52, Cindy in 62. So they're still pretty young at this point, and this is sort of their first, forays into European galleries. But man, it's expensive to get your shit to the European galleries and then to get it back. So Andy suffered in part because the art market, both in New York and in Europe, was animated by a kind of Wild West mentality, where debts were conditional and alliances ever shifting. In Europe, which fed on American artists but faced the impediment of freight shipping costs, there was an even more powerful mandate to sell. When exhibitions didn't end empty, gallerists often neglected to return the work and didn't return letters or calls, realizing they had lost out and only had more to lose by putting up the costs to ship unsold work back stateside. That work exhibited in Europe would be lost or damaged was so well known that one American artist, Russell Maltz, purposely made a series of pieces out of scrap from his day job in construction, designing them to deteriorate to nothing over the course of a European tour. Andy didn't work this way, and Andy got burned. Andy had shown at Iris van der Tan's gallery a few times, solo shows in 1989, 1991 and 1993, in the group show Zimmer mit Aussicht 2 in, yeah, Danke, Aussicht 2 in 1992, and a joint exhibition with Christos Giannakos in 1993. Between 93 and 94, Iris helped Andy to organize a traveling show, starting at Cohn Peterson Fox in New York, then to the Friedman Gallery at Albright College in Reading, Pennsylvania, and finally to Gallery von der Tann in Berlin. The exhibition booklet for the project featured short essays by the art critic and publisher Christine Bergen and by Frederica Sanders Taylor, a celebrated Soho gallerist and powerhouse arts administrator known for stints as director at MacDowell and guest curator at MoMA. Iris gradually accumulated unreturned works over nearly a decade, not just Andy's works on paper, but large installations of glass and steel, mechanical components, freestanding machines, discs of heavy metal. Eventually, Andy wanted to reclaim the works that hadn't sold. After months of runaround, Andy realized that Iris was either unable or unwilling to ship the works back to him. A friend from Bavaria, Peiting, Bavaria, I think, Peter, also an artist, offered to rent a large van and take it to Berlin to collect the work and arrange for its storage until Andy could muster the funds to transport it back to New York. Peter used the phone in his apartment to dial Iris at her gallery, 030-831-3026. A long, reedy dial tone sounding at 8-second intervals. After 5 rings, a recording played. The answering machine was full. Peter waited 20 minutes and tried again, waited an hour and tried for a third time. No answer. The drive from Peiting to Berlin was 639 kilometers, or 6 hours and 46 minutes. Peter didn't know where to find Iris or Andy's works, which wouldn't be at the gallery, but at a warehouse, and that warehouse could have been in any of the city's 23 boroughs. Peter didn't want to leave without a destination, but it would cost money to call New York, and Andy wasn't likely to have any more information. He decided to go through with the plan, hoping to buttonhole the suddenly scarce gallerist at her front door. When Peter reached Berlin, he parked the van near a cafe he knew in the Friedrichshain district. He ordered an espresso, asked to borrow the phone book, and lit a cigarette at the counter as he paged through it, starting in the T's. A few entries under Tann, von der, but none for Iris. He tried the business section, then went back to the residential pages. He closed the book, slowly and with a sense of time speeding up, a sense of inevitability, like watching the prestige scene in a heist film. Iris had no personal address or number listed anywhere. But Peter did have the address of her gallery. Liebensteinstrasse 4, 14195 in the borough of Dahlem, on a historic residential street snug between the Botanical Gardens and the Freie Universität, known fondly as FU Berlin. Peter ashed his cigarette, took a last wistful look at the wet grounds in the bottom of his cup, and returned to the van. He wasn't surprised by his discovery on Liebensteinstrasse. Von der Tann was gone. Peter found only a modest brick and iron fence and a path, slightly overgrown, leading to a pre-war house, 3.5 stories, with tall windows and a pillared balcony where, even now, Peter could picture patrons and artists mingling, drinking, bartering on an opening night. But now the building was unmarked, clearly empty. The gallery had closed and Iris von der Tann had disappeared. Even other members of the international art community, including prominent collectors and connectors, hadn't a clue where to find this former fixture of the Berlin gallery scene, or the more than 36 Topolsky drawings and sculptures that had vanished with her. All right, I'll stop there. If you want to find out where Iris went, you gotta buy the book.
We have to find her while we're here.
Yeah.
That's actually why we're here.
Dahlem is like the richest district of Berlin, so it's no surprise.
Yeah, do you need a chair? Yeah. Is that chair good? Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, that was super interesting. Does Iris come back?
I did find her, and then she ghosted me too, but I found her again yesterday.
Yesterday? Like yesterday?
Not physically, but I tried.
On
Yeah,
my
they're
Facebook?
so
The story continues.
How did you find her? Sorry.
She got a new job,
Oh.
but she was dark for a while.
She's still here in Berlin.
No, she is actually in Munich. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna okay. Wow. Okay, there's still time. Yeah, that was great, and all of the poetry was so beautiful. I'm gonna play a song. I've never played this song publicly, but I think what happened is I sent this song to Tracy as a voice memo a couple of weeks ago, and then this morning she was like, "You could play a song," so I'm gonna play that one.
Yes.
It's about summer in Berlin. Yeah. Lakeside, beers lit up the moonlight, stretching towards my shadow. We wondered if the angels were afraid of you. Pinnail in my right eye. God forbid you switch sides, making like comes all night. I saw it, but I never was alone with you. These fantasies crawled towards epiphany, but no one saw them through. Schiller, Keats, and June, gotta make it out before you say the truth. The truth, it's true, it's true. Pasties in the bar with babies. We went out on the street. She smoked twice, but I never stood alone with you. Lately in the autumn, walking with the leaves tame, brown and yellow lozenge under tongue, but the campus isn't quite the same. I knew it then. Vanity had no home in this gentle knot. Faces on the train, summer spins two ways, coiled beneath us. Gone, it's gone, we're gone, it's gone.
No, do another one.
No.
Really, can you do one more?
I feel so embarrassed.
Wait, someone's coming.
Okay.
Right now?
It's not a 3-year-old. I'm gonna be disappointed.
Okay, maybe you can start. False alarm.
You are.
Are you sure? I don't have to do another one.
Yeah.
Do another. One more.
Do another. As long as it's not about Berlin winter.
Okay, wait. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
To interrupt you.
Say it, Dave.
Or not. And I think
This one's called Ich habe es gesagt. Ice on the sheet, rain, and you told me you loved me, but I wasn't ready would one day have a son. When I think of you, I hope that you have found someone. Days out on the street, children are smoking and they joke they have it all, I guess they do. I'd have never guessed that I would still be missing you. Time. Ich möchte Zeit. Ich habe Zeit und ich will dir etwas schenken für dein Sein. I didn't know time is in linear, it bends and then things come around again. When I think of you, I think of laughing in the sand.
Oh my god, it's Pearl. Thank you everyone for reading. Hi Pearl. Let's hang out. There's lots of things to drink.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
So good.